You ready to watch some videos?
Yeah.
Here we go. Do you know what worm grunting is, Matt? Watch this.
Worm grunting.
Look at those worms.
Woo!
Do you see how fast they're going?
Yeah, they're going to evolve to become the sandworms and Dune, those things.
I'm telling you, have you ever done anything like that before?
No, I never heard of this thing.
Well, I'll get it one more time. So he's got the stick touching to the ground, and it obviously has ridges on it, and he's just creating vibration that's making these worms just bug out, and they're moving fast as hell. Look at that. Woo! I'm gonna try that.
Gonna buy a worm grunting kit.
That looks like you can make it one of your own. Get an old broomstick, put some ridges in there.
Y'all think fish can see water?
That's a good one.
Because hold on, because you know, fish breathe water. Now we breathe air. They breathe water. Like, you know how like underwater we can't breathe? Fish can't breathe
So it's
out of
opposite.
water. So that's a very solid question. Do they see? Because we can't see
air. But can a fish see air?
Oh shit! Hold on, B-Lo.
Hold on, Zeke, because think about it. We can see that shit.
Because we can't breathe
it. But can a fish come out of water and see air?
Because they can't breathe air.
Bro, you might be on to something, bro. I'm not gonna lie to you.
Now that's something I'm curious about.
You know what's crazy? This is actually how philosophy started. It's crazy. I mean, because this is you know, can a fish see water? I don't know. I love that. We've had so many nights like that ourselves. You know, we've had so many nights like that ourselves. Those are the best nights. If you can you can capture one of them on camera, good for you. That's a memory forever. Starting to figure out the world.
I feel like we don't talk enough about the Sherwin Williams logo, the paint company. The Sherwin Williams logo is a globe, Earth, and above it is a giant can of paint being poured out over the globe. It's almost completely engulfed, but it is blood red paint. And in the blood red paint, it says, "Cover the Earth." And it has to be in that voice because it is the most cartoonishly evil logo that ever has been. And I can't believe it hasn't changed. I kind of love that it hasn't, but I think it's hilarious. We don't talk about it enough, so get the word out.
Yeah, I know. You think about Sherwin Williams when they got together and they started formulating the logo. They said, "Hey, how about we threaten the entire planet?"
Yeah.
That's pretty bold to have your logo be an outward threat. These are the scariest bird sounds in the world. Take a listen to this. I hate these.
That thing is cool, man.
That's weird. The shoe bill.
The shoe bill.
Look at this. If that thing walked through the door.
That's a dinosaur, man.
If that thing walked through the door and I was in the room, I don't know what I would do. I would run through a wall to get away from it.
Nah, they're friendly.
That looks just so imposing, man. It's like a bad dream. But you're right. Sounds like an AK-47. It's clapping its beak together. Listen. Fuck that. A lyre bird. She sounds like a baby.
Yeah.
A piha. Wow. A cassowary. A white bellbird. a loon. That's nice. Well, the loon. Maybe if the
At
loon.
night, it sounds creepy.
If that started doing that in the middle of the night, perhaps. But the loon is the least of all the other ones. The shoe bill is. That's crazy. Just how most of the noise it's making is with the physical clapping of the beak. But that one that sounded like the crying baby is fucked up.
They do a whole bunch of other calls too. The lyrebird, or whatever the fuck it's called.
Listen to this again. I had to go check to see if that was overdubbed because that's ridiculous.
Nah, they do mad shit. Those birds are fucking crazy.
That's just nuts. Now the piha is whatever, but this cassowary thing is this is a nightmare. Looks like it's jacking off.
Yeah, that thing will fuck you up.
Yeah, no way.
Nah, I'll beat the shit out of that thing.
You'll beat the shit out of that thing.
Yeah. I could defeat all these birds that you just showed.
A deep fake AI influencer photoshopped her face onto my wedding photos, but kept my husband's, so let's talk about it. Hi, I'm Kelly Grace May. I'm a content creator based in Brooklyn, and I got married in September of 2023 at a beautiful venue just outside the city called Wave Hill. It was truly the best day of my life, and naturally, as a content creator, I shared a ton of photos and videos from the day. Of course. Fast forward to a year and a half later to now, I receive an Instagram DM from someone saying, hey, I think this is your wedding photo, but this isn't you. I open the video, and to my surprise, it's another woman's face photoshopped onto my wedding photo, wearing my dress on my body with my husband, but it's not me. So naturally, I'm confused. My initial reaction was, who is this girl and why is she photoshopping her face onto my wedding photo for her content and keeping my husband? But what I found was even more bizarre after watching the rest of the video and the rest of her content. The account was called Wedding Tips and it had over 60,000 followers and it had tons of videos with a lot of views. So when I watched the rest of the video and the rest of the videos on this account, I realized two very bizarre things. One, in the video where she was using my image, she was also clearly using an amalgamation of other people's weddings. It was not just my wedding. But then my second realization was even more bizarre, which is that this woman who photoshopped her face onto my body was not actually a real person. This was a deep fake AI influencer, a full-blown AI influencer. This was not just another creator taking my wedding photo and photoshopping her face onto my body. This was a deep fake AI influencer creating content, amassing a ton of followers, a ton of views, but was fully an AI robot. And the craziest part to me is that the entire account with over 60,000 followers is not just this particular AI influencer. There are multiple AI influencers that are making the same kind of content with different people's faces, talking, acting like a human being. And it's actually very, very difficult to discern who is a human being and who is not. I don't think this just applies to public figures. I think that this is going to infiltrate even just the everyday person who shares anything on the internet. So just be aware of the content that you're consuming and look at it with a critical eye so that you don't get swindled.
That's crazy. Some time ago, I had said, if you think about it, it's going to become one of these situations. And here's a perfect example. What she's describing is there are accounts already set up. You know, you go on TikTok or something like that, and there's always somebody reacting to somebody else doing something.
Yeah.
And sometimes the reaction videos get millions of views more, and it just becomes their, it's really cheap, low-hanging fruit shit, but it's most of the internet now. That brings in many subscribers. It brings in a lot of monetization opportunities and all that stuff. And now we're getting to the point where, most of the people who just sit there and react to other people's work, they don't even say anything. They sit there and they go, listen. And then they go, listen to this part. As if, they're pretending like, hey, listen, of course I know this as well, but they're, just listen, hey, get on the same page as me and this guy, okay? I don't know. The whole thing is fucking cheap, but they're not even saying anything. Now with this Google VO3 thing that came out the other day, the reason why it's such a big thing is that it is now generating native audio, ambient audio. So you're talking about environmental sounds, whatever the hell it is. So you can create entire scenes where there's hustle and bustle, and the AI characters that you are prompting into existence also have their own voices and they can interact with each other. So, I mean, now people can create God knows how many accounts that are based on the identity of characters that don't exist, that can lay down commentary on other content that is downloaded from multiple people, like this girl and her wedding videos and shit like that, somebody else's prom videos or whatever, and everything can be mixed together into kind of like a Frankenstein thing that essentially becomes original in the end because it's a composite of so many other things. And then the AI personality talking about it on top of it, and it's picking up all these subscribers because most people won't even know the difference. And you think about the money that could be made. The money that could be made, even if it's one account is only bringing in a couple of $100 a month, one account $1,000, that is a lot. And I made a joke just a couple of months ago about being able to be so good with AI that you can set up OnlyFans accounts for like selling, feet pictures that are all AI generated. And you could probably, with just a little bit of time, a little bit of dedication, a little bit of consistency, you can probably make yourself $50,000, $60,000, $70,000 a year for minimal effort, just by being able to generate feet that look real and putting them on OnlyFans.
That's a good idea.
For guys who are on OnlyFans, the people who are on OnlyFans spending money, opening up their checkbooks and just emptying it for girls to spread their cheeks, you think that any of them have any discernment? You think how high do you think the discernment level is? Seriously. If you're good at AI, you can set up dummy OnlyFans accounts and with a little bit of consistency, make a pretty good living.
Yeah, probably.
I just made somebody a millionaire right now. Okay, now this one's crazy.
Y'all want to hear some shit to really blow y'all's mind this morning? So, as a side hustle, I did graves in graveyards and cemeteries across Bowling Green and surrounding counties. Something didn't set right with me today. As I was digging, the guy that's the director of the graveyard walked up to me and he was like, "We need to lift that casket up to get it even." So we put it on a tally and brought it back up. When we brought it back up, it come off even in a way, but it was crooked in the corner. So he's like, "We got to lift it." So I lifted it, me and him together. But the weirdest thing was, it was really light. Like, extremely light. Like, and I'm not a big dude. So I was like, I told him, I was like, why is that so light? He was like, "Don't ask questions that you ain't ready for." Y'all, I'm freaked out. What are they doing with these bodies? I was just informed that if I don't take the video down about the body not being in the casket, then I'm going to get fired. My boss called me and told me that the video's causing distraction from the funeral homes and the cemeteries. And that also, it could cause them people to look elsewhere. That being said, it could cost him money for less burials. And me as well. I knew when I posted that there was a possibility, something would be said, but I never dreamed that I could maybe be fired. But honestly, I feel like that I'm going to leave the video up, and whatever comes out of it, comes out of it. They did wrong, not me. No matter what nobody says in the comment, no matter what nobody tells you. Y'all, they just silenced the last half of my video when I was really getting to a point. Like, literally right now, I'm going out of town because I don't feel safe. I'm on the interstate I'm probably going to get a hotel or something. I'm really shook. I don't know what to think.
So you got the whole thing there. So he working for a cemetery, feeling, comes to a realization that at least this one casket he's moving feels empty. Don't ask questions that you don't want the answers to. And then take the video down. I mean, I listen, hey, I can understand why that's going to bring heat down on him professionally. One of the comments I had the screenshot from a Mortician that was in the comments section, plays a little bit of devil's advocate, gives you another alternative view that isn't so scary. Although, listen, I have heard from so many people, whatever the hell you do, especially if you have a wake for a family member and they're wearing jewelry in the casket and stuff like that, before they close that casket, take the jewelry out. Take anything that is of secular value out, because I don't know. I just don't know. But here is a Dana Makepeace says, hey, I'm a mortician. I don't know the funeral homes that you work with, but I can tell you that saying don't ask questions that you don't want to answer to likely doesn't mean what you think. It could be a child. It could just be partial remains. It could be an urn in a casket. I have had this. It could also just be used as a time capsule for a body that was never found. Some of the stories are horrific and you wouldn't even want to know. So don't assume that they're shady because they have tact and respect not to share personal details that you don't need to know. So I said, that is very good to know, that's a very good thing. That's a very good point to put out there. But then somebody underneath that said, hey, that's a great answer, but can you answer why that there's not one new cemetery ever made for at least the last 40 years? And I just don't know how anybody can say that. Because I know that Greenwood Cemetery has expanded acreage in over the last 15 years. As far as the establishing of new cemetery, I don't know how anybody can just say that. Then again, it's the internet. I mean, in the last 40 years, not one new cemetery has popped up anywhere. Anywhere. I mean, around here, I can't think of a new cemetery. But how would that even come to? I don't know. Like, it's just like, what does that even have to do with this? The whole point is that the guy in the video is saying that I don't think that there are that there are bodies in some of these coffins, and that perhaps bodies are being taken. And you know what? Could be. They could be. This is from May 30th of this year. 21-year-old former flight attendant has been arrested after authorities uncovered $3.3 million trafficking operation, not in cocaine or fentanyl, but in a new drug made from human bones. Oh, shit. You read that right, human bones. Officials say that the disturbing substance was being sold on the black market as an elite psychoactive drug, and the suspect played a major role in smuggling operation. Reports indicate this gruesome underground drug is created using chemically altered remains and has been circulating among global elite, raising new concerns about bioethics, organ trafficking, and just how far the powerful will go to chase a high. Well, look at this.
Turn it off. Turn it off! Turn it off!
Okay. Listen, this, the forcing of gay characters in television shows is, no doubt, when I saw this, I laughed. I watched it a couple of times because it's just hilarious. Dude, you know how bad it's getting? Especially in states like New York. I was listening to the radio on the way to the studio one night. Couldn't have been more than, I don't know, a few weeks ago. I was listening to the studio on the way, and the commercial came on. They might have been selling insurance and might have been patio furniture. I don't remember. What does matter is this. They forced in this lesbian testimonial, okay, for this product or service, but it's radio. So, the female voice actor, to establish that she's a lesbian, had to say something like, I remember she said something like, we tried this product. We got it for my wife. So you hear the female voice. She says, we got this product for my wife's mother, and she couldn't believe it. My wife. So this woman said, my wife's mother.
Okay.
She couldn't. And I laughed to myself out loud because obviously they couldn't just have her say mother-in-law, because we would naturally assume as radio listeners that her mother-in-law was by way of a husband. So we couldn't have that now, could we? We need to know that this patio furniture is completely an ally. This is an ally corporation here. Oh, it's just so laughable. Whatever. It's frustrating as hell. Following the janitor after you told him someone took a dump in the urinal to see how he tackles it. It's true. If somebody took a shit in the urinal in school, or if somebody threw up and they called in Dario, they called in grades in elementary school, they called in Dario. Yeah. Dario showed up with the pink sawdust, and we all just, you know, looking around. Somebody threw up in the classroom. Here comes Dario, and it just like that was almost like, you know, you wanted to rubberneck at a crime scene. If you heard that somebody did something in a urinal in school, it was just like everybody ran to the bathroom to see it for themselves. There could be a pile of shit anywhere, and you would just you get out of the way of it. You know, or you wouldn't even notice it. But if shit ends up in the urinal in school, literally 6 boys will run to look at it, just to laugh, as if, you know, like who left this here? Like some kind of a fairy, or I don't know who did it. And then it made me think about this, Matt. You and I talking about the training montage from Rocky 3, and this will always be something that is not too far from my mind. This is the training scene from Rocky 3. It's really, really just a fantastic montage. I love how at first he can't even hit.
He's been well, I don't think that he ever used that mid-bag, but the fact that he was a pro fighter for as long as he was, and he doesn't even have basic footwork.
No, because he's like, please,
I mean, come on.
Please, Apollo, teach me. I don't even know how to do this anymore. You see? Great. White guy, black guy, nobody cares. Oh, he's really pumped. He's
great.
Getting there.
Look at that dude. He's in fucking great shape.
Get it.
That's not easy.
Even if you know that, you know, Rocky and Apollo Creed, those guys are famous boxers in this universe. Okay? You look down at the beach from the boardwalk. You can't see it's them. All you see are 2 jacked guys playing with each other in the surf, hugging each other. You're on the boardwalk and you see this, and tell me what goes through your mind. Splash fight. No, wait, look, keeps going. Look. Yes!
All right.
Like, oh, that's nice. Look at those 2 jack gay guys enjoying a nice day, going for a run. Let's keep going. Now that we're on the right track here. Wait. Oh, look,
I'm catching you, Apollo.
I'm almost there. I'm gaining on you, Apollo. Apollo looking jacked as ever.
Damn, this white motherfucker's fast.
I'm determined. I love it. Look at that.
Yeah, that's the best part of the movie, when they show the thighs like that.
Look,
just that definition.
Look at those thighs. Matt, what do you think when you see those thighs? What do you want?
I want thighs like Rocky.
The years, they just come and go. This is hilarious. For singing a chorus? A popular Kanye chorus? What chorus could that be, Matt?
I don't know what.
What are you talking about? A succulent Kanye chorus? What chorus line was he probably singing that he got arrested?
I don't listen to new music.
You've missed even this?
What?
You've missed the Heil Hitler song?
No, he made it a Heil Hitler song?
Are you fucking kidding me? You've
Did
missed
he really?
This? How have you avoided it?
I don't listen to new music.
But how have you avoided the memes?
When did it come out?
Weeks ago. You've
Really?
You've not even seen the memes?
Nah. Nah.
I can't get him caught up on the show. Not if I'm on YouTube. Oh my gosh, bro.
That's funny though. I want to hear it now.
Bro.
I want to hear it now.
Oh God, we got it. What am I gonna do? It's the. I hate to say it, but it's the song of the summer. I can't believe that you sidestepped this, because obviously I don't have the radio on. This is not getting radio play, but half of Instagram, especially Instagram is absolutely crazy. You got to soak Instagram up right now, because one day there's going to be a correction, and we're going to look back at the last couple of years at what was allowed to happen on Instagram, what has been allowed to thrive on Instagram right now. You can tell that they're filling in that Facebook Meta is like, all right, we know that nobody except people's great aunts are using Facebook seriously these days. But Instagram, if we can just lighten the noose a little bit here to compete with TikTok, because you can't do anything on TikTok. Instagram is incredible right now, but one day it will go away. I'll catch you up. I'm not playing it, man. I think that you're going to have a chuckle. I think you're going to have quite a chuckle. I think you are. And I wish there was a way to show this to you on all the platforms that we're on right now, but it's just not possible. Anyway, good night.